Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Erin and I do mostly budgeting videos like the one you're about to see here. Spending some time with me. This is going to be a little bit probably on the shorter side, but I just wanted to mention, if you enjoy budgeting videos with real numbers and paycheck budget videos and cash stuffing and sinking funds, this may be a channel that you enjoy. So I encourage you to subscribe if you haven't already done so. I'd love to have you. And if you check in for all my videos and are a constant supporter, I just wanted you to know how much I appreciate you. And I tried to show some appreciation yesterday by listing one of my budget kits for June 2022 for a free download. So if you didn't catch that video, you can look back just one video and find the link there. So I'm just going to talk about a little bit of money that I'm adding to our early mortgage payoff. And I had done a return. I had to take a couple things back to Target, and actually my husband did it for me, and they ended up giving cash back. So that was nice. There was like a couple dollars and some change here, but for the most part, I'm going to put 70 aside. And I decided, you know what, instead of just blowing this money or not giving it a real purpose, I had originally spent it. So I thought, you know what, why don't you just put it on the mortgage? So you guys know that if you've been watching my videos, you know that I've made 3 quarterly mortgage payments so far this year. And there was one comment about, since I'm making lump payments, you know, perhaps to get it reconfigured. However, I'm kind of nervous to do that because I'm not sure if we'll always be able to make these larger quarterly payments. I mean, it's the plan, but you never know what can happen. You just never know with anything. And so that leads me into an easy segue into my disappointing news. And it's kind of a choice, but I kind of wanted to get your feedback too. I mean, I'm sure that we've probably made up our mind, but I'll just give you the details. You guys know that we purchased a pool. We paid for it in advance. We paid cash. So, well, actually we put it on a credit card and then we paid it off instantly. So we don't have any credit card debt, in case you're new here and you're wondering. But this is my pool, and we had to make a pretty sizable down payment on it. And then, oh gosh, this has really faded. I don't know if you can tell, but it's like, I don't even know if you can tell. On 4/15/2022, we paid it off. That's what I can't stand about receipts like this. It was like $6,810. I'm sure it's impossible to tell, but if you wanted to see this receipt the way it was in its original form before the ink just melted off of it, I do have a video on that. So the pool in its entirety was probably around, I don't know, $9,800 or so. I can't remember off the top of my head, but we had been thinking about this for a long time. And back when it was still winter, we put the down payment on it, and we were told by the woman who was the salesperson that there would be, no problem getting it installed. They had all these pools in stock. She said they did have a couple instances last year or during COVID where people were putting in pools like crazy because there was nothing else to do. She said they did have a couple instances where they had, sold pools and then ordered them. And then, sadly, the pools didn't come in, or they were on back order, and you guys know how things are with supply and demand at the moment. So basically what happened is they oversold and they had some problems from it. So she said it was their practice now to only sell what they have in their current inventory. So we picked a pool. It wasn't the pool we wanted. We wanted a semi in-ground. This was a total above ground. But it was large. It was, a large 24-foot pool, and we were really happy with it. So we just kind of got sold on around above ground. And so we were just thrilled to be having anything because we really haven't taken a vacation since 2017. Before that was our last beach vacation. It was in 2013. With things going on like with COVID and just my husband's job loss, and, I got COVID a couple times, and just like just life in general. We just wanted to do something fun. And it was my husband's dream for a long time to have a pool. And I love to swim too. So I thought, this is great. You know what? We may not have a vacation for a few more years, but you know, this is going to be something that we invest in and have our family over, and it's going to just pay off in entertainment and quality time dividends. So I was really, really excited about it. So I'm adding $70. So fast forward. We've been calling them because she promised, the salesperson being she promised to have the pool installed the last week of June or at the very latest. And she stressed that it would be during the first week of July. So that was pushing it a little bit for us because you have to have time to fill it up. We had to have our deck kind of taken apart in one end and built around this. So there was an easier way to get into it than just these aluminum step ladder, you know, that's difficult for anybody. And so there was a lot of logistics to go into it. So a few weeks back, probably about 2 weeks ago, my husband called and he's like, hey, it's June. You know, we're just wondering, you know, what our date is. And the lady who answered the phone said she would have to give him to the scheduler, and the scheduler just never called back. So he called back yesterday and they were like, well, we'll have to pass you off to the scheduler. And he's like, no. He's like, I called 2 weeks ago. He's like, I never got a call back. And he's like, you know, no matter what business you're in, how busy you are, 2 weeks is plenty of time to call somebody back. So he was pretty upset about it because they were just sloughing him off again. And he's like, well, is there a manager I can talk to? And she's like, well, I'm a manager, but you still have to talk to the scheduler. It was just such a bunch of runaround. So basically what they came back and told us was it would be sometime in July. Sometime. Could be the first week, second week, third week, fourth week. And if we're looking at the end of July, I really don't see the purpose, because we had a lengthy conversation about this, my husband and I. Why would we even bother? We have to have the excavation done, the pool installed. We have to fill it up. We have to wait for it to warm up. I mean, we're looking at now like maybe sometime in August, early August, mid-August to actually utilize it. And I was kind of ticked because we went so early this year to make these arrangements so we could have it in a timely manner to use it somewhat in the summer. And I feel like we got duped. So he called back today and he talked to, I guess, their regional manager, who then said, well, the best we can do is give you July 11th, but it's not set in stone. But that's the date we'll put you on the calendar. And, you know, unfortunately, he couldn't say it was a guaranteed date. He said that was like our scheduled date. Things could change because they're so busy. Or did we want a refund? And my husband was like, well, had we known it was going to take this long, you know, we shopped around. There was another place that could have done this at the first week of June. You know, and it was just a bunch of runaround. So we're going to make our final decision tonight, but I would love for you guys to weigh in the comments. What would you do? Would you take the refund and then plan super early next year and, you know, go that route? Because I just think we're not going to have enough summer to salvage around here. Or would you just go ahead with it and just accept? Because I don't know, there's like a part of me that's like, why should I just accept that? And what would we do with that money? I would put it on our mortgage. I got to be honest. I wouldn't save it until next year, you know, till January where they start taking orders again, or whenever they start taking orders again. I think I would just put it on the mortgage. And then if we make enough income, or my husband makes enough extra commissions before the end of the year and it looks like we can do it, then we'll do it. That would be our options. So I'm just wanting to know what your feedback is. In the meantime, I have this Target return money, or part of it. I don't have the couple dollars in change, but I have this, and I'm going to add this to our early mortgage payoff. I am getting to the point where I just hate our mortgage. I don't know why I'm like this. It was like I got this bug in me at the beginning of the year, and, you know, I really just wanted to pay this thing down. And, you know, I'm 48 years old, my husband is 51, and we have made so many financial mistakes in our life and wrong turns, but we've made a lot of right turns also. But I just think, had we done the right thing from the beginning, we could have paid this off by now. And I'm just disappointed in myself with all the credit card debt and loan debt and just nonsense money that we wasted over the years. And I'm just kind of kicking myself. And I don't like to do that. And I usually don't give in to that, because that kind of negative regret over things you can't change especially when it comes to finances, is not helpful. It just does nothing. It doesn't serve you at all except to bring you down. So I don't know. I'm thinking if I had, right now we're at just over, let's just say 85,200 minus, let's just say we put 9,000. We'd already be down to 76,200. If we make that extra 5,400 payment this year, we'd be down to 70. I'm just not sure. I just don't know what to do. So I was looking for your feedback. But in the meantime, let's make sure we have $670 toward our December 1st payment.
100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 550, 570, 590, 610, 630, 650.
All right, $670. So you know what? Every little bit helps. So that extra $70, it's not going to make a $5,400 payment for me, but it is going to help me get there. And I also need to look at it. I keep wanting to put it back in this one, and that's not the right binder. I keep wanting to look at it as like, you know, we have to make these massive payments right now, because that's kind of the mode I've been in the first half of 2022. I already made 3 quarterly payments that I guess I actually had until September 1st to make those payments. But I was trying to go in fast gear, which is kind of my style. And here we are, and I'm just getting very impatient. And I don't know, like I said, I don't really give into those feelings very often, but I'm just kind of in a mood. I'm also very disappointed with this pool situation. You know, it just seems like things don't always work out. You can make plans. You can do your part. We paid it off early. We didn't finance it with their company or anything like that. And she said, oh yeah, that'll get you earlier on the schedule, blah, blah, blah. It was a bunch of nonsense for her to actually sell the pool. She couldn't promise she couldn't deliver what she was promising. And, you know, shame on us for falling for it, I guess. I mean, I'm just really aggravated right now. And it's not that big of a deal. I mean, these are, you know, it's so cliche, first world problems. But, you know, when you enter a contract for a purchase, and like I said, you hold up your end of the bargain and everything, it just is disappointing when it doesn't work out regardless. So we have $670 toward our next $5,400 payment, which if we go by schedule has to be by December 1st. I've already made the first 3 quarters worth of payments. So $5,400 minus $670 leaves us an additional $4,730 that we have to cough up by December 1st if we stay on schedule. So, and that is the plan. I don't want to be behind schedule. I'd like to be ahead of schedule and just get this mortgage done and over with. But that's a large chunk of change. That's very ambitious. And I think what I'm going to start doing is just putting a couple bucks toward it. If I have, you know, some money left over from my variable expenses during the week, you know, if it's $8, if it's $80, I think I'm going to just start throwing it toward the early mortgage payoff, because at this point, with no credit card debt, we've paid off our home renovation loans from a few years ago. I paid off my student loans last August. I made my last $10,000 payment, even though I probably could have had it forgiven the very next month with the new student loan rules. But that money is gone, and it's what's done is done. But now that we've done that, the only thing that we have as far as debt and outgoing payments, aside from, you know, utilities and just basic life expenses, are our 2 car payments and our home mortgage. So hopefully we can do our best. We're just going to do our best. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for listening to me vent. I don't do that very often, but you know what? Once in a while, like I said, something just gets under your skin, and I don't know, I'm just super dissatisfied with the way this has gone down. But I look forward to seeing your comments. Let me know what you think. And if you didn't get that printable from yesterday and you're interested in the June budget kit, I'm happy to provide that to you. That is my way of saying thank you so much for being a subscriber. I did say you had to be a subscriber to my channel. And also, if you want to join me on Instagram, I have my link down below. It is a bit different than it was before, but you can join me over there if you'd like to. But this is just a little preview of the budget kit that I'm giving away. You do have to print it yourself. You don't have to print it in color. If you want to do black and white or grayscale, you're more than welcome to do that. It's still the same information. I think, you know, if this was in grayscale, it would still look fine and be really serviceable. So this is the one that I'm giving away currently, and you guys know that I just do a giveaway for printables whenever the mood strikes me. So make sure that you check back often so you don't miss anything. So thank you so much for watching. Again, I would love if you stuck around and subscribed if you haven't done so already. And as always, I hope I see you guys in my next video. Take care.